So this is what I worked on last night, the instrument binnacle. I have high beam, trailer, choke, oil, ignition, brake and fuel with left and right indicators. They actually make this out of that's glass. That's you know, not plastic like they make them today. I'm Andrew St Pierre White. Join me as I share my passion for building four-wheel drive trucks and travelling to the remotest parts of the world. These videos are made possible by contributions from Patreons. Join the Patreon family now. Welcome to my Saturday morning. I'm going to be doing some work on the Range Rover. I did some work last night and had a breakthrough, which was very exciting. And lots of kind of memories coming up. Oh, I remember that. Oh, I remember that. Oh, yes, I remember that. And I took part of the dashboard part last night. I'll show you what I did, and I had a breakthrough. And also, my how do you like that? See, that's me. That I've done a number of T-shirt designs celebrating Range Rover Classics, and they're available in the merch store now. I'm wearing one of them. So I'll show you what I did, and hey, spend the morning with me. And here is what I worked on last night. This is the instrument binnacle for the Range Rover. That's there. And when I drove across, the only ones that were working were oil and ignition. Nothing else was working. And I managed to get all but one working last night. So I'll show you how I managed to repair that. That was fun. But I went to Bunnings. Those of you who live in Australia will understand what I mean by Bunnings.
Do you want to know a truth? I actually spend more time at Bunnings than Andrew does.
See, Bunnings is, I know people in America say, oh, it's just like Home Depot. No, it isn't. People in South Africa say it's just like, actually they don't have an equivalent in South Africa.
I probably come to Bunnings once a week, twice a week if I'm lucky.
But in England they'll say, I can't remember, B&Q. No, it isn't. It's not. Bunnings is a national treasure.
I'm addicted. It's a problem.
You know, if you go on a Sunday morning to Bunnings and you'll have ladies nicely dressed as if they've gone to church, but they haven't gone to church at all. They've gone for an outing to Bunnings, not to drink coffee, not to lounge about, or maybe to socialise, meet their friends at Bunnings, to buy plants, to buy tools, to buy little shelf units and things, and it's a social occasion.
I think there needs to be some kind of organisation where you go to and say, hi, my name is Gwyn and I'm addicted to Bunnings.
So I bought myself a set of really nice, properly nice screwdrivers, and I'm going to make a screwdriver rack for them somewhere, and I'm going to 3D print that, my screwdriver rack for them. What I also bought, we have a retailer here called J-Car. They do electronics, and I could have made this up myself. This is an extension for solar that I needed. It's 5 meters, and for 10% more I could have bought the individual components, and so I thought, well, I'll just buy it from them. And the reason why I bought this morning is that I want to improve my solar charging in here, because I've got more and more stuff working using the solar system than I've had in the past, and it's stretching the solar system a little bit, so I wanted to add another panel, a solar blanket. This is my Red Arc solar blanket that I use for my camping trips. And right, we are up to 12 amps. I don't know if you can see that. The light isn't particularly good, and the sun is very oblique right now, but anyway, right, back to work. The things that I can do on the Range Rover: I can sort out the horns, the headlamps, washer bottle, interior light, seat belts, indicators and dash panel lights. So the indicators is what I did last night. So what I did here, you can get a close look here of the instrument binnacle. There are lighting bulbs inserted in the circuit board in the back, and you can see that's there. That's one particular, that's for panel lighting, indicator, right, high beam, center left. Now if I pull one of these out, you'll see that it's a very old-fashioned type of bulb, and they fit in like that. They snap in place. So if you have a close look at the repair job we did here, that cable there is a previous repair job, and we repaired that there last night. A little bit of soldering that was broken, which was stopping the high beam light from coming on. And I used a Dremel with a steel brush, and then I would basically take the terminals and just clean them up. I did that on both the light fittings and this part in here, but I am still short one globe, and I found these at Bunnings. They're automotive. I don't know how common they are. I didn't actually think I was going to be able to find them, so I was a little surprised to find them at Bunnings. Well, that fits really snugly, and I'm using this little power this Nightcore power little power supply. Gives me 12 volts, and so I test it before I put it in. There you go. See that? Working. As panel lighting there, and I need a bit of a. So here we go. We put this in. I'm going to check the electrics. Alright, let's try. Yes. Excellent. Lights. Beam. Wonderful. Okay. Now I put the speedo cable and temperature sensor. Check. Panel lights. So I've got a bad connection here somewhere, but that seems to be okay. This here is the dome light, interior facing down. I have cleaned that up and given it a spray paint, but the lens is toast. Literally, it's been fried from heat. So I've done a print on the 3D printer behind me, and it works. To get the size right, do a test like that, so that sits in like that, and now I need to do my little cutouts so it sits in properly like the original one did, just like that. Kind of semi-flush. Electrics wise, this is the piece that was supplied with it. It's obviously a modification from the original one, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace that with something, probably an LED strip that I will make. And then this bulb, and then that was on top of that, and you can see there the light bulb has literally cooked that plastic. Again, it's one of these things, when a car is modified from the original, most of the time it's done badly. Now this here is not metal, it does not conduct electricity, and so I'm going to keep that, I'm going to need that, but I need to cut off these copper tabs because I'm going to need them, so I'm going to use this to do that job. That is a Dremel, by the way. Dremel, cordless Dremel. Had it for years. So I'm going to just flatten that and flatten that. So, soldering iron, I need to connect that and take it off the print board. It is so close, but it's not quite right. So the problem is here that you can see here I've got all the way through on that one, and this one I haven't gone all the way through, and so I need to make these deeper. That one and that one, they're correctly located, but these two I have to make a little deeper. This is the wiring. I've decided to put 2 sets of LEDs in there. It's not perfect, but it's a good. It'll work. It'll do the job, and that's gonna last. That'll be good. This should be pretty close. So close. So close. Isn't that nice? I think that's pretty nice. I have managed to fix absolutely every electrical switch piece of machinery in the entire car. So I got myself a set of Heller horns that are mounted in there. I've taken the brackets and I've here given them a coat of paint, and I now have to drill that out to 8mm, and I'll mount the 2 horns, and I've got everything else working. But I have decided what to do with the Range Rover. I am going to restore it and make it original. My plans are not going to be to use it as a daily driver. I want to keep it original and restore it to its former brilliance, and drive it around occasionally. And this guy here. Yeah. Do you remember when I climbed in the Range Rover, and I think when my first and second gear change, the gear stick knob came off? Getting used to. Oh dear, that's not good. Well, actually, for some strange reason, they had swapped them. So this one here, in the low range gear box, was on here, but it's pretty messed up inside. This was the original one from the original gearbox, and the inside was good, and it's really good and solid. So this one on here doesn't work at all because it's far too big. So the insert is the issue. Right, so bring on the 3D printer. There you go. Can you see that? I made a little boss. Close but no cigar. It means a slight adjustment to the drawing and another print. Fit a little better on there. I think that's going to work better. Both hooters needed replacing, and I've got these from Hella. All the wiring and switches work. I mentioned in my trip over that the Range Rover loses rivets. This is riveted on, the side panels are riveted on, and what I'm doing now is replacing rivets here that I see most of them have actually come out, and I don't need to drill, they're all ready for drilling. I should tell you now that it just occurred to me that this tool is the very one that I carried on my trips in South Africa. I've had it for, well, it must be one of my oldest tools. Solid again. Oh, you know what I might be able to find? That is a little grommet, and there's a hole there. Obviously grommet's fallen off, but I think I might have one. I am not a hoarder. In fact, I'm the very opposite of a hoarder. Chuck stuff out. However, when it comes to, and when it came to my old Range Rover, I kept stuff from it, as you can see, from this lot. And I kept, and have already been through, and found bits of my old Range Rover. That, for example, is a grommet from the Rangey, that from my old one, and I found a few bits. There's something. No, that's not one for the Rangey. Wrong colour. That's from my troop carrier, and I'm thinking that somewhere in here, that just maybe I'll have a grommet that'll not only fit that hole, but could even be from my old Range Rover. It's not impossible. That's the best I can find right now. So if I'm going to try and put it in here, I think it's about the right size. It's very slightly too big, but I'm going to try and get it in there. There you go. Perfect. The Range Rover has done is also made me open boxes and stuff that I haven't looked in years, and find tools. My torque wrench. I don't know if I've used it since I rebuilt my Range Rover engine. I might have done, but and there was this here. This I definitely haven't used. This is a 52mm Stahlrille German make of tools. I haven't seen them around much, but beautiful tools. I used to love them. I've still got a spanner set of Stahlrille 52mm for the hubs. I replaced my hub oil seals a lot. We used to go playing in a quarry, and it had silica in it, I think. We used to damage the oil seals and the axles. And this, okay, time for a close-up. See what we've got here are Ver, that'll be a Range Rover. That's an R there. I've got an N, NG. So I'm missing an R, and those actually were put in the Range Rovers from about, these stickers, from I guess about 1980-ish, around there. They started using cheap, horrible stickers. So we have a Range Rover. These are the spares that I actually didn't need to open any of these boxes on my way back from Melbourne. But I'm just going through. They really did give me a lot of stuff. I've got to sort it out and make some lists. Thank you so much for watching. These videos are made possible by contributions from Patreons. Join our Patreon family now.